Hey IJ, what's up? Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, for a channeled message? Sounds good. Can you just give me a few minutes and I'll get started? And per usual, I'll let you know when I'm about halfway done. Awesome. Thank you. All day. Oh man. Or cracked out Catterday. Hey. Thanks.
That was awesome.
What is the enrichment games, for like the animals? Isn't that what's called, enrichment? That's what I think he thinks is happening right now, because I covered the rubber bands with the pillow, and I think that he thinks this is like an enrichment game for him, where he's like, challenge accepted. You're on. Boy, have you lost your mind? Nope. I said a nope. Go find something else to do. About halfway done, AJ. Okay, so one thing that I kind of want to touch on is that when I did the mother figure reading that we talked about before, when I did the channeled message before, I want to let you know, I don't know if I told you then, but I did pull the Queen of Pentacles card, and that is the first card that came out again during this reading. So while I don't know everything that's going on with her with this, I do think that a lot of those themes and those feelings are playing out in this message. Hey SB, how are you? So anyways, let me get this sent over to you. SB, I got your donation and your questions. I feel like she's kind of maybe spreading herself too thin, or trying to be everything for everyone right now. And that may be during this time of grief. So she says, lately I've felt like I've been holding so much, not just for myself, but for everyone else too. I have tried to stay grounded, nurturing what's around me, building stability, offering comfort to my loved ones, but inside, there's a quieter current deep within me. Sometimes I look around and it feels like I'm staring at a table full of choices that I didn't ask for, and it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. I catch myself drifting into my thoughts and inward. But even when things feel hard, I'm still looking up and being hopeful. There's so much I feel when it comes to you. I wish I could pour it all out into your hands so you could feel it too. I think I'm just overwhelmed right now, and things between us are getting overshadowed. Yeah, you try to talk her through that. She does. I can relate. I think just being a calm and steady presence in her life when she's going through these things, as you're communicating and helping her through that, is what's important. Because she's not going to forget the kindness that you show her during these harder times for herself. And while losing her family member is hard for her, and I'm sure she's going to have her feelings about it, I also feel like there is a bigger portion of this that's more like a celebration of her grandma, not so much focusing on the loss of her, but there is grief associated with it no matter what, because you want your family to live. Even if they live till 100 years old, you want them to live till 115. You know, it's like it's never going to be a good time to lose someone. But I will say that she's trying to compartmentalize it and face the facts of it all. And that is that she got a really good life with her, and she knows her place. She knows that she's in her heart, and like trying to celebrate her as much as possible. But I think it's the day to day, I'm left behind and I'm missing you and you're not here, that I think is what really gets to her. Yeah. So what she's saying is that that overwhelmed feeling that she's getting tends to overshadow your connection at this time. But I'm hoping that as she moves through this, it will be easier for her. Hey there. We have one person ahead of you, KK, and then I will be with you after that. Did you want a love spread, or do you have a specific question for me? IJ, you're welcome. I think just keep being that support for her. Reminding her that, you know, she still has to make herself a priority and focus on herself, and that, you know, getting overwhelmed is obviously understandable, but she can't spread herself so thin that she's not allowing herself the healing that needs to happen from this. You know what I mean? KK, who do you want this reading on? Do you have a name or an initial for me? Sounds good, KK. So I've got one person who's donated in advance ahead of you. So I'm going to work on hers right now. And then I will be with you after that. Since I have all the information, feel free to stick around until it's your turn, or you can come back in a few minutes. It's up to you. You're welcome. So SB, you've got some interesting cards for your in-depth reading. I have like a mix of the two. Here's the thing. I think that overall, because the center of your reading is the Four of Wands, I think that overall you have a good time. You enjoy yourself. But I think throughout the date, you are both in a place where you really want to enjoy the present moment and enjoy your time with each other. But then there's that conflicted, I'm so sorry, underlying like dark cloud, I guess, that's kind of hovering over the date, because you guys kind of know like the path that you guys are looking at. So what am I trying to say? It feels like there's a little bit of inside of both of you where it's like, is this over before it really has even started? Or are we going to be able to sort this out and overcome and really make something of this? So there's so much of the both of you that really wants to be present and be in the moment and try not to think about what situations and circumstances are to come. But at the same time, it's like that's kind of something that's hard to ignore as well. So I think that the majority of the time, oh god, okay, I'm so sorry. The majority of the time you are really just trying to be with him, talk to him, laugh with him, have fun with him in that moment. Um, but wondering, I guess, in the background of it all, like, where is this going to lead? And the reason why I'm feeling like that push and pull is because I have the Nine of Wands, which is making me feel a little guarded. The Five of Swords, which is making me feel a little conflicted. And the Devil, which is kind of like that thing that feeds your fears in the back of your mind. You know, they say like the devil and the angel on your shoulder. It's kind of like that. It's just like there's some kind of fears that will be going on in the background. I think that he may show up with some kind of token of appreciation, whether that be that he wants to pay for your date, or he wants to bring you flowers on your date, or he has some type of sentimental gift or something like that, that he wants to give to you. I feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, this is almost like him not coming and him not showing up to your date empty-handed. So in some capacity, he wants to give something to you. Sometimes this can just talk about like giving more of his time and effort, but because it's a pentacle and that has to do with like money and finances, I think it's more financial related, like a physical gift, or like I said, him paying for the date or something along those lines. I also have Justice, so I feel like you guys, while maybe feeling a little bit guarded, I think throughout the date there is openness and honesty that comes forward, where you guys really are just trying to be as straightforward as you possibly can. I think that the date ends with a sense of excitement and really wanting to see each other again. And that feels like that's the plan. Like that's what's going to happen. That there will be some kind of like, I really want to see you again. I don't know how soon that's going to be, but I hope that it can happen sooner than later. And we also have the Devil. So depending on where your head is at and where his head is at, sometimes that can mean that you guys are showing physical affection, because the Devil is like the lovers. It's more of like that physical like affection, and almost like your chemistry and like your desire for one another kind of takes over. It's just kind of like a rendezvous of sorts. So that energy will be there. That like attraction and that desire to kind of be together in that way will be there. Whether you guys do anything with that, I'm not sure. But it feels like, especially with the Four of Wands, that you guys take things to the next level, or that there's conversation about taking things to the next level. So that is what I have for your in-depth to answer your question. But let me pull some channeled message cards for you as well. All right, so he says, I would do it all again. I feel you even when we're not together. I miss being with you. I feel the sexual tension. I want you so badly. This almost feels like you're not going to see each other for a while or something after this date, with like the desperation. Let's see. I trust you. I want you. I will wait for a sign from you. I'm starting to understand our connection. And at the bottom of the deck, I have, I wish things could be different. So that is kind of telling me that the circumstances, oh my gosh, in the card that just fell out, I'm going to give it to you. We will be together again. I wish things could be different, and maybe just as him speaking on the circumstances at hand, maybe wishing that he met you sooner so you guys could be more established, or maybe that if he was going to move, that it wasn't happening so soon, something along those lines. But ending the reading, we will be together again, is kind of sweet. So that is what I have, SB. I did go ahead and pull a couple extra cards just because they did come through, so I wanted to give them to you. I hope you enjoyed your readings with me, and I will see you next time. We are going to move on to KK for a love spread. KK, if you're here, feel free to check in with me. But if not, no worries. We'll still get started anyways. All right, KK, this is for you. How they feel, I have the Eight of Cups. Their true intentions, Ten of Swords. What you want, Four of Pentacles. What they want, Three of Wands. What brings you together, Four of Swords. What pulls you apart, Knight of Cups. Energy around the relationship, Nine of Swords. What's hidden, Nine of Pentacles. And will the relationship be successful? We have the Star. So what I'm overall feeling from this is that this is a connection that feels complicated. From these cards that I've pulled, I would guess that there is no contact or maybe low communication. Like low communication or no communication is kind of what I'm picking up. For how he feels about you with the Eight of Cups, it kind of makes me feel like he thinks that this is a connection that he may have to walk away from. The Eight of Cups talk about, at least at a minimum, being very withdrawn. And that energy means that I don't feel like you're getting a lot from him. So that's why I'm kind of going with no communication or just very, very minimal. But he is thinking to himself, this may be a connection that he needs to pull back his energy or that he needs to walk away from. For his true intentions, we have the Ten of Swords, and this is another card that signifies maybe things need to come to an end. So I'd be very curious to see what the status is of your connection right now, because from his perspective, either it's like on a pause or it's over or it's working towards being done or over. For what you want, I think you're looking for, well, first of all, Four of Pentacles is here, so I feel like you're holding on to this connection. But also you're being maybe a little more reserved right now, meaning that you're not fully feeling like you can be transparent, authentic, express yourself, express your wants, express your needs. But also maybe you're looking for more depth from this person. You're looking for this person to present to you a little bit more than what they are. For what he wants, we have the Three of Wands, and this talks about expansion. It talks about planning on moving forward. It talks about how he's desiring some type of growth or some type of desire to move forward. Now, with this card, that could potentially mean move forward with you. But because we have the Eight of Cups and we have the Ten of Swords, I'm feeling it's more like moving on without you. It's saying that your strength, it's not really telling me what makes your connection strong, but it is telling me that the connection is stronger at night. So I don't know if this is the type of connection where you are linking up at night, you're talking more in the evenings, you're thinking about each other more at night. You are like, I don't know if I said hooking up or not. But maybe that. I think that what this relationship is lacking is expression of feelings, vulnerability, being like outwardly romantic with each other. It feels like that's kind of lacking a little bit. The energy around the relationships feels like confusion and caution and nervousness and what are we and uncertainty, and something that kind of can become a way of overthinking. Or I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but this is also a card that can turn into like obsessive thinking about a situation. The what's hidden is the Nine of Pentacles, and this card talks about needing to be separate for a little while you work on yourselves individually. Will the relationship be successful with the Star? Especially with the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, I suppose it's possible, but the Star is wishful thinking. The Star is like what we really, really want to happen. It's almost like we're looking for a Hail Mary, almost like someone that's wishing upon a shooting star, if that makes sense, where you're kind of like, all the odds look like they're not working in our favor, but I still want to hold on. I still want to hope. So, with that, I think it's a little bit of a fantasy to believe that this is going to work out, but I'm not going to say completely no outright, just because the Star is a very positive card and the bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles, which means that a decision hasn't been made very definitely. So like there's no definitive decision that's been made just yet. This is the kind of connection, KK, that I feel like might be hard though to sustain or to maintain, because what it feels like is that there's definitely more effort being put in on one side than the other, and in order to make a connection work, you both have to want it the same amount. And with this love spread, I'm not feeling that that is the case. But that is what I have for you, KK. I don't know if this offers any answers or clarity for you, but I do hope it does. Thank you for your donation. You said, hey, here, just finished listening to the reading. Okay. Oh, you're not in contact. Okay. I was going to say, I feel like there's no contact going on here. I have a lot of people that actually come to me and there is contact. So when I was pulling your card and sensing no contact, I was like, I kind of feel strongly that there's not much communication going on. He's your assumed twin flame. That's a hard dynamic, KK. You know, and the thing about twin flames is it's like number one, you have to believe that's a thing. And number two, you have to believe that that is your person because there's not really anyone else that's going to be able to tell you that but you would just know. But if it is a twin flame, whether it's a real or a false one, it's a very hard connection because there's always going to be that runner chaser dynamic. And you can get so infatuated with the person but have a very, very hard time like walking away. And it can be a very cyclical, like a cycle type of relationship where you're like on a hamster wheel and it's like you're going and putting a lot of energy into something, but are you really moving forward? So I empathize with that. I'm happy to hear that in general that was resonating for you. But that's a hard dynamic to try to. I feel like twin flames are overrated if you ask me. I say go with the soulmate in my opinion. I feel like that's just a much easier, happier connection. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. We were separated for almost 2 years now. I believe it. After I met him, I had another connection, but it didn't work. Recently, I've just been thinking about him a lot. Yeah. Just wanted to see what's up and what's going on. Dang. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you got a reading with me tonight. I really appreciate it. I can do the same spread on a new person, if that's what you're asking. Okay, yeah, just let me know what their name is or initials, and then yeah, so what you donated for, I can also do it in depth, but we'll do the question version rather than the love spread. Okay? What's next in love? Let's see. All right, so the energy that is around you right now, you're gonna think I'm crazy probably, but it's the energy of like a life partner. So I am feeling like a strong, like a significant relationship that's next for you, like a long-term one, um, or that's at a minimum, or one that turns into like a life partner marriage kind of connection. Um, Couple reasons why. Number one, we're going to talk about the Emperor. The Emperor is like husband material. The Emperor is that provider, that protector type of energy. And with the Emperor, um, it feels like a solid, stable foundation where this person shows up consistently and adds value to your life. I feel like with the Knight of Cups here, that indicates like a date that you go on, like multiple dates that you'll go on. And the Knight of Cups talks about like someone who really wears their heart on their sleeve, romantic grand gestures, taking you out, wooing you, courting you, like really trying to impress you, but also at the same time getting to know you. Then I have the Four of Wands as well. And this card talks about taking things to the next level, which means that I feel that this goes from dating to relationship. This definitely feels like a leveling up in your dating life. And again, this is either going to be a significant long term relationship for you, or this is even going to lead to a proposal, engagement, and marriage. I feel like you have. This is almost like a what is the word that I'm looking for? Controversial relationship, meaning that I feel like there's going to be people who love you guys together, and then I feel like there's going to be people who maybe are jealous, okay, in your life. So just be very aware of like the people that surround you and the people that surround him, and make sure that these people that are in your life want what's best for you, because I sense that with this relationship, there could be some jealousy amongst your peers, your friends, your family. But again, there's either they love you guys together or they're jealous or something. So just be very aware too of the people that you have in your circle, because I think that there might be some challenges where there may be a person in your life, or maybe multiple people, where like they could try to say things and change your mind on this person. And I think that you need to just make the best decision for yourself. It doesn't mean that, for instance, the important people, like let's just say for example, your best friend, your sister, and your mom, okay? Those three people are the most important in your life. They're likely to support this relationship because they care about you and just want you to be happy, and they see that he treats you well. But you might have a friend who may not be a bestie, but a friend who's a little bit jealous. She's got some healing to do. She might like that you're single and like being friends with you because you can go out and do things. You get a boyfriend, she starts to feel like he's taking you away from her. Again, this is just like the dynamic. It doesn't mean that the people who are quote unquote jealous are right. It just means that that might be a situation. Or he might have like friends that are jealous of you, that are like, you're taking him away from me. Or he might have like girls that are obsessing over him and he wants you, but they want him. Like, there's definitely some kind of push and pull conflict situation. And I think what the advice is here is just make your own decisions. Don't listen to the outside noise. If this person feels right to you, then that's what it should be. And you guys should work together, and that this opposition should make you stronger. And it will be something that if you guys like don't allow it to, it won't happen. It won't affect your relationship, and it is something that you guys will be able to overcome. And I also see like the world, meaning that you guys can take this as far as till death if you wanted to. So this is just a significant relationship here, but it's your own free will to determine how long the relationship lasts. But I think that he comes in and feels like a really great match for you. And I think that it may be wise of you to kind of do some purging before you meet this person. So if, for example, you've got friends that might be a little pessimistic, or if you feel like there are some people that have been jealous of you in your life, maybe making sure that those people just aren't a part of the equation, so that by the time that you do meet this person, you don't have to worry about them anymore. Sometimes divine blessings will come in, and if people aren't good for you or they're not serving your higher self, they'll just kind of fall away from your life on their own. But this would just be a really good time to reassess and reanalyze who's for me, who cares for me, who supports me and just wants my happiness. And if there's anybody that you can think of right now that you feel like you question their motives, or you're not sure if they're a fair weather friend or someone that's just sticking by you right now, but if something were to change, you're not sure, that may be someone you want to consider keeping an eye on. So, but this next love relationship feels grand. It feels big. It feels long term. It feels like it could work its way to a lifetime together. And KK, the other thing that I wanted to say was first impressions are not everything. And if someone is getting the wrong first impression of this guy, don't worry about that, because they will fix that over time. And also, if you have a past where you have maybe not made the best choices in men, someone who loves and cares about you might be weary of this new person that's come into your life. They might be a little harder to win over, but again, that doesn't mean that anything bad. It doesn't mean that this isn't the right person for you. It just means that it's going to take some time for the people in your life to get to know him and see that he's good for you. But you have to trust yourself first before anything else. And if this person is important to you and you feel like this is really something that could be worthwhile, you need to listen to yourself first before anyone else. So that is what I have, KK. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you for stopping in, and hopefully we see you again soon. Hey girl, I am. How are you? Sounds good, Tina. And just so you know, the donation from July 25th for $5 did come through. So just send the difference for that reading. So like if you're going to do an in-depth reading, send 8 instead of 13 because remember you have a credit. It's okay, no worries. We can do an in-depth for you if you want. Because you sent 8. So my in-depths are 13. So 8 plus 5 is 13. So I can just pull extra cards for you if you want. Or you can ask a yes/no question and have a mini reading if you want. That'll make up the difference. So just let me know. Okay, so mini reading. I am getting a yes. I have the hangman in reverse, so that tells me that he's kind of wanting to get a move on, meaning like he is hoping that he can hurry back maybe or somehow get into contact with you faster. The hangman upright, it talks about needing to be on a pause or a break, and the hangman in reverse means feeling like the opposite of that. So he's like in this place where he wants to hurry back, or he just wants to get a move on. He wants to kind of wrap this up, if that makes sense. And I think also it helps because being away has kind of allowed him to gain some maybe perspective on your connection as well. The Seven of Pentacles indicates that he still has a vested interest in this connection. Now again, with a moon here, this is making me feel like this missing you is something he will keep under wraps. I don't necessarily know if he's going to come back and be like, I really missed you while I was gone. I suppose that he's feeling that way, so it's possible he would tell you that. But the moon, it speaks more to kind of the things we keep hidden, the things that we keep to ourselves. So I think that this may be more of just an eagerness or urgency to see you again as soon as he can, but maybe kind of keeping the reasons that he wants to get back to himself. I feel like he views you as like a stable, nurturing presence in his life. And I think that he feels like, I don't know, maybe he feels like you're too good for him or something. I'm kind of, because he's coming through as the Knight of Pentacles and you're coming through as the Queen. So he feels like you guys are a good match to a certain extent, but maybe he feels like there's a lot that he still has to do or change or evolve before he feels like he would be at the right place as you or something. But yeah, in general, I am getting a yes, that there is missing you here while he's away. You're welcome. Did you want to redeem the $5 credit for yes no reading? Or I can pull some message cards for you. Like if you want some first person messages from him. I have a couple decks here where it's like messages like I miss you, I miss your voice, or I think this connection's really special, or whatever. Like, do you want me to pull? I can pull message cards for you to redeem that $5 that you have already donated, or that's also the price of a yes no question. So let me know if you wanted to do either one of those things tonight. The message cards, does that sound good? I just want to confirm before I start shuffling. Yeah, I can add extra cards onto the mini. That's absolutely something I can do. Because you asked a yes no question, you said you wanted to know if the Sag misses you while he's gone. It's really hard to elaborate on a yes no question, but what I can do is maybe pull some extra cards and see like maybe what his energy is towards you if you want me to do something like that. Or maybe like what Yeah, like maybe just a little bit more elaboration on like his energy towards you while he's away or something. Does that sound good? His energy towards you? Okay, yeah, sure. Let's add on to that reading. Hold on here. What's his energy towards her while he's away? What is his energy towards her while he's away? You're good. No worries. Lots of sneaky energy. I was picking up on that a little bit with the moon. It's almost like he's wanting to keep these thoughts and these feelings kind of secretive or sneaky. So if he is having thoughts of you, which I think he is, because I got the Page of Cups here, I feel like he's not really talking about it to anyone. Or he may have like one trusted person that he feels close enough to talk about these feelings with about you. But I feel like there's just something about him that's kind of like being very, very reserved. Okay. One thing I will say is that he feels comfortable around you, like in the sense that he feels like parts of his authentic self comes through when you guys are having time together. So if he's near you or around you, he has this urgency or this desire to let his guard down a little bit in a way that he doesn't feel like he can with most people. I feel like there's parts of him that wants to go out and celebrate with you or like have an excuse for some kind of event or party or dinner, some excuse so that way you can be there and you can be around. I almost feel like he doesn't feel he gets a lot of one-on-one time with you. But he likes how he feels near you to feel more comfortable and more like himself. But for whatever reason, I'm getting that it's like whenever you guys are together, it's in a social setting. It's in like a public setting, and maybe he's while he's away, he might be brainstorming different ways to um, spend time with you that wouldn't be very obvious to everyone else. There's the Five of Cups feeling a sadness, a missing you, or something along those lines. With the Five of Cups, it's kind of like we feel separation, we feel pain because of that. It's not quite as heavy as the Three of Swords in terms of like heartbreak, but the Five of Cups is definitely a feeling of sadness or disappointment, possibly. Um, let's see. I think he wants to see more vulnerability from you as well. Like, I think he wants to see what you're like when you let your guard down. So it's funny that you mentioned you're drinking right now because I have the Three of Cups and they're all like making a cheers to one another. And it makes me wonder if he wants to see you in a setting where you are drinking and maybe your inhibitions are lowered and you're showing a little bit more of yourself with liquid courage. I don't really know what this has to do with him, okay? But I'm almost getting like a paint and sip party or get together or social gathering, like a paint and sip date. The kind where you go and you have a drink and you paint and make some kind of artwork. There's a lot of images here of like drinking and being creative. Again, I don't know what this has to do with his energy towards you, but possibly maybe he's maybe using that as like a way to like brainstorm to hang out or spend time together. Is this the guy that you guys work in the same company or something, or is this someone different? Okay, because I'm like, is he trying to do some kind of company event where you guys do something kind of crafty or creative with like alcohol involved? Because maybe he's trying to think of a reason or an excuse to see you outside of work is kind of what it feels like. Okay. This is making sense to me now. So yeah, there's thoughts of you while he's away. Um yeah. I feel almost like he wants to like sneak you away too, because like I said, there's a lot of sneaking kind of energy here. Almost like he wants to find a way to like get you alone. He was also going to take me for drinks if he hires a friend. You recommend? You were spot on. Yeah, it was like he wants to get you drunk. That is hilarious. Oh, I just keep seeing like cups of alcohol all over this reading, which is really funny. It's something about maybe like feeling like you'll be a little less reserved, a little more like you won't have so much restraint or self-control maybe. I don't know. There's just something about like wanting to kind of see you in a different environment. He's looking for excuse. He is, I'm telling you right now, he's looking for excuse to spend some one-on-one time with you. He's not really sure what that is going to be, but he's definitely brainstorming at the moment. Tina, is there anything else I can do for you before I move on to the next person? That's everything. Thank you for the accurate reading. You're welcome, Tina. It was good seeing you. I hope we see you again soon. All right, this next one is for SB. She donated and sent her questions via Instagram. So we're going to go ahead and get started now. SB, if you're in here, feel free to check in with me. You too, Tina. Thank you so much. Hey, Amy, how are you? Oh, that sounds fun. This is hilarious. Look. Those pre-planned parties, they put burgers on the plate and then they cut them into 4 so they each get 1/4 of a burger. I know. Hey, SB. Oh my goodness, Amy. Well, I hope you're having fun. Hey, girl. Welcome in, welcome in. Just so you guys know, I won't be here tomorrow. I will probably be back Monday night, but if you don't see me, just expect me Tuesday. It's Brennan's birthday weekend, and I'm going to be taking at least tomorrow off of work. We'll see how it goes after that. Yum, that sounds good. Oh, Amy says happy birthday. He said thank you. All right, first question. Update on feelings. That sounds good. We just ate not too long ago, so I'm not that hungry right now, thank goodness. If it's made right, grilled corn on the cob is really good. Okay, so SB, you have the lover's card, and I just have to tell you right now, I have not seen this card come out very often in a long time. Not specifically for you, but just in general, I haven't seen this card. So that's pretty cool. There has been times where I've been shuffling and I'll kind of see it peeking out of the deck, but it doesn't quite come out. But this is just definitely a card that I'm getting to be more rare the last couple of weeks. I feel because the Two of Swords is here, and I remember that being the case in the reading that we did for you. I think it was last night. Sorry, hold on. Amy says, I hope you and the hubby have fun for his birthday. I'm going to try to eat at the moment. Okay, Amy, it was good seeing you. Thank you for stopping in. The Two of Swords is reminding me of the reading I think I did for you last night, I want to say, where he's saying, I don't know where this is going to go, but I sure want to see it through. I sure want to see how this goes. So he's kind of in this place of uncertainty, but he doesn't care. And the image that's being shown here is that this girl is playing darts, or this person, I should say, is playing darts, and they're blindfolded. But they're shooting the darts and they're hitting the bullseye every single time, even though they can't see. So he's saying, I'm going to take a shot in the dark and I want to see this through. Even if it's uncertain, even if I might completely miss, I still want to see where this can go. And I want to have trust in myself and trust in my intuition and trust in her as well. Four of Pentacles tells me that he still wants to hold on to you. It does talk about being a more reserved person because of the circumstances, but the Four of Pentacles tells me that he's not ready to let you go. The Lovers that I have here, again, very rare these days for this to come out of the deck. It signifies like a very loving, loving romantic fusion of energy, and it makes you feel like a really good match, a really good companion. And I feel like he thinks that, maybe too soon to say, but like you could be the one for him. And I think that he doesn't want to let that slip or let that slide until he sees that through. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't think he ever wants to get to the point where he wonders to himself, is she the one that got away? Like, I think that he sees so much in you and so many qualities in you. That is what he's looking for. And I think he worries about not allowing for him to fully experience this. So I think he would rather give it his best shot and not close this off just yet and possibly get hurt in the process than to not try. And so I think that that's him here saying, you know what? While I may be practical, the Lovers, yes. While I may be practical, while I may be, realistic type of person, I'm willing to be a little bit impulsive right now. I'm willing to stick my neck out, take a risk, because I believe in her and I believe in our connection, and I really want to see where this can go. And so just a trust fall into the universe with the Fool card. He's saying, I'm trusting this process. I hope that I don't fall, I also have the Four of Wands. And so this talks about taking things to the next level in the relationship. So I think that he is staring down the path of, boyfriend girlfriend with you, at least, and I think that's kind of where he's wanting it to go. I do think he's looking for a long-term serious relationship. It's not a question of that, really. I don't think it's more of, will this be that connection that gets me to that point? But the Four of Wands talks about like leveling up, like you guys going to a new place from where you are now. And right now you're dating. So the next natural thing, in my opinion, would be getting into an official relationship. And this is kind of how he's viewing you, what he wants from this, where he wants this to go. It's like weird, not weird, that's the wrong word. It's like if you guys didn't have this very obvious challenge, I think that you would be seeing even more expression from him. I think that there's just a lot of hang up on the move. I really do. But his feelings for you are very positive and very hopeful. And I think he's just getting more comfortable with the unknown, or at least trying to act like he is. Does that answer your question, SB, before I move on to your second one? Perfect. All right, let me shuffle for your second question. Oh, they were saying stop on the TV. It sounded like he was saying stop.
You bite him?
It's not him, it's Bodhi. He's like biting him. But it's just funny, he keeps making eye contact with you. Like, is it time? Here we go. He's about to do it. No? Change your mind? Okay, this is another thing that I think it's kind of piggybacking off the reading I just did for Tina because the same imagery is coming to mind, but I have the Page of Cups. So I feel like that date is going to be something creative. Okay, so this could be something crafty. It could be kind of like a paint and sip situation. It could be something just unique and different. I'm just getting like there's a creative element to what it is that the next date entails. Like almost like you guys are doing some kind of activity. You're doing something like more hands-on, more fun, if that makes sense. There's images of like him bringing you flowers. I don't know because I think you guys have been together before and you guys have gone on dates together before. So I don't necessarily think like this is like his thing to do, but I constantly am seeing like a token or a gift of appreciation or some kind of flowers or some kind of efforts like he's paying for this. But I feel like you guys are paying each other a lot of compliments on the next date after this next one. There's a lot of public eyes on you. So meaning maybe after the next date, we're more willing or more comfortable with like other people knowing about us. So, if you're kind of keeping this person under wraps and you're kind of before you really bring other people into the mix, before you tell friends or family about this person, you may be a little bit more cautious and maybe just wanting to kind of see how things go with them. Or if it's not you, it's him that's doing that. And I feel like there's a little more willingness to be like, yeah, I'm talking to someone new and it seems to be going really well. Because like the Six of Wands talks about public image, talks about how people see you together, how you're showing up together. I'm getting a lot of like wish fulfillment and like excitement surrounding feeling like things are going your way on this second date. The Magician, so there might be some good news. Maybe on the next date you might hear from him say like I know I said I was only gonna be able to be back like 1 week in September, but I'm actually gonna be able to be back for 2, or some kind of like extension on the time that you guys can spend together or see each other. So there might be some good news about maybe you thought you were only going to see him once that month and maybe you get to see him more than one time. But the Magician is like this date really is what you make it. Go in with a positive mindset. You both go in with like excitement and just looking forward to spending time together. And I really think that this will go exactly how you want. I have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So it speaks to maybe feeling a little less burden, maybe a little more certainty. Maybe by the next date, you guys maybe work out a plan on like how much time, or maybe find a way to kind of make your schedules kind of coincide with one another. Maybe you just feel a little bit more like breathing room on this next date after the next one. Like maybe you feel like there's a little bit more of like a plan, or things are a little more set in stone, or just you feel better about the connection, maybe a little more secure. You could potentially be spending time in public, but I'm definitely getting at least this one-on-one time here with the Hermit in reverse. Feels like it's not, maybe it's not with a group of people that you're spending time together, but there are people around. So let's just say putt-putt golfing. You guys are golfing together. but there are other people doing the same activity. You get what I mean? Like, I'm not necessarily saying it's like a group hangout. I'm not saying you guys are going to the club and he's inviting his friends and you're inviting yours and it's like a group outing. But I still feel like whatever the date is, it's like it's the two of you and there are people around. So this doesn't feel like necessarily a dinner in where he cooks for you kind of date. I think maybe it could lead to more of an intimate one-on-one at the end of the night, but I don't think that's how the date starts off. But in general, I think you have fun. I think it's a little less nerve-wracking on this next date. Not tomorrow, but the next one after that. I think it's a little less nerve-wracking. His best is approaching. Is it that song again? SB, when you said his best is approaching, what did you mean? Oh, his birthday is approaching. Oh. Maybe his best is approaching. You know what? Sometimes that happens to me. Sometimes I'll accidentally say something, and I'm like, maybe that was what was supposed to be said, you know? His best is approaching. I like that. That's a good affirmation. That's a good way to leave this live stream, leave off on this live stream. So we're going to go with that. But happy early birthday to him. SB, thank you again for your donations tonight. I know you can get readings from anyone. I do appreciate you coming to me. I will see you sometime next week, either Monday or Tuesday night is what it's looking like. Anybody else? Yeah, exactly. Anyone else hanging out? I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. You're very welcome, and I will see you guys later.